We are live. I'm just trying to let people find their way over. Okay. Looks like we got a couple people finding their way over here. Hey Jay, what's going on? Anyways, we're getting towards the end of this. It's been quite the weekend. Josh has recently joined us and was on one of the panels earlier today. So thank you for being here, Josh. Guys, we got Josh Church on here, one of the other amazing, talented artists that we have. Um, so let's go ahead and introduce you to everybody we got here. Um, Tell us your name, where you're from, a little bit about yourself, and what your first set was with Tops.
Okay. Well, I'm Josh Church. I am from Florida. I've been pretty much an artist. I mean, I've been an artist my whole life, but I, I'm in my late 30s, so I gave up on the idea of like I'm going to be a real artist and make money a long time ago. And then I just remember going to a convention one time. My wife, she said, "Why don't you do this? Why don't you ever try to take your art and make some money off of it and get your name out there and just try something?" So I said sure, and I did a few cons first. And cons with no name recognition is always tough, but here in Florida we have a good few cons, and so I did all right. And then I started meeting some more of the comic artists, and one of them, Ryan Kincaid, I had a dinner with him one time, and we were just sitting, and I was talking about how much I was struggling and how much it was frustrating that I didn't have, much of an audience. And he said, "Well, why don't you do some card work?" He's like, "I got connections Upper Deck. I used to do stuff. Why don't you do it there?" Um, and so I said, sure, and I started putting together kind of a portfolio and thinking maybe I could do something with it. I did have a mild setback, as I told you earlier, when I went to Celebration here in Orlando and did a portfolio review with a Lucasfilm artist. It just got shredded. And it was sad because I was walking around this Star Wars convention surrounded by things I loved and just broken. Just a walk of shame as I'm walking past people going, "Oh God, what do I do?" And I just never thought I would do anything after that. But then I got contacted to do the Upper Deck set, which the first one I worked on was X-Files. And it actually turned out pretty good. Most of the cards got accepted. I think half got rejected. And then I thought, okay, but I'm never going to do Star Wars, right? Star Wars is like here. I'm like, here's no way I'm going to get that. And so I kept submitting anyway. And finally I got in on Empire Strikes Back Black and White, and I'm still shocked. I still can't believe they keep asking me back.
Yeah, no, that's I think your story is probably one of the best out there. Because it'd be, if it were easy, then it wouldn't be worth it. And if it were something where they just laid down the red carpet for you, it probably wouldn't feel as rewarding to you. So, the fact that you took the criticism, you didn't let it stop you, and you continue to try, I think it speaks volumes, and certainly, I think people can appreciate your art even more after hearing that as well. Knowing what you went through to get to be in the sets, and then for us to all be able to collect is really really cool. So you started with Empire Black and White, which was a fantastic set. And it featured a lot of artwork. It was usually about six sketches per case and six autographs per case, which is a lot of the reason that I enjoyed it and did a lot of group breaks for it. Um, tell me a little bit about. Well, I guess first let's find out how many sets do you say you've worked on since that one?
I would say maybe 6 or 7 total. Um, yeah, I think as far as Star Wars, I think I've done 4 or 5, and then 2 with Upper Deck.
Okay.
Now I pretty much work steady with Star Wars.
Okay. Awesome. Everybody's saying hey to you. Jerry's here. Jerry Garcia, that is. Kai is here saying hey. Patrick Davis, Robert Mercer. Um, so you've done a handful of sets. It's been a little while, like a little over a year or something. Um, or I guess it's probably almost been 2 years, right? Um, or like a year and a half. I don't know. Either way, it's been a little while. How has your art, specifically in relation to the cards, how has it progressed? In terms of style or medium or anything like that from the beginning to now.
Well, I mean, it has changed quite a bit. My first set with the X Files, wow, yeah, it was kind of rough. I still have one AP, which is right here. It's a Krychek. As you can see, I put a lot of heavy lines and just overworked a lot of cards, just trying to shoot for the moon. And I'm a self-taught artist. I've never, taken any classes outside of high school for art specifically. I painted jets in the Navy, but that was different. It's jets. And so everything has been learned by myself. And the artists that I've been around on, the art page have been phenomenal in helping me grow. So from that Krychek to my last set that I can show APs from, the Return of the Jedi, black and white, it's changed quite a bit. So the Palpatine there, just better values, better, definition, better likeness. I mean, I've changed it to where now I try to not put a lot of heavy, lines down. I try to, like, similar to what some of the other artists have been saying, where I'm trying to break away from using a lot of pens and ink. Like, I'm trying to get a lot of my darks with, colored pencil or, Copics if I can. And I think it just, with Topps wanting, things to be photorealistic, it's helped quite a bit. So my growth has continued, both in the digital medium and traditional, but especially traditional because, with traditional art, there's no back button, and it's not, you don't have the tools there to be like, I'm going to make this as accurate as possible. And if I screw up, no big deal, I'll just back out. With traditional, it's you make or break, man. You put that down and it's it. And if it bleeds or something, you're just like, I got to figure it out. So it's a little bit more hair, raising and stressful. So my last couple of sets, I feel like I've really gotten that down to where I can do enough cards per hour and keep accuracy. So I'm really proud of that.
Yeah, that's great. I was going to ask you what you were most proud of, so that's a good point to make. I can imagine that doing the cards, doing them for Topps, has helped you do things well and do them quicker. And to be satisfied with what you're doing. I can imagine they've forced you into that with their deadlines. I swear we've pulled one of your cards. I can't remember what it was, but I know I've seen your name come up. And like I said, we ripped a ton of black and white Empires. So, do you have a favorite set that you've worked on since the start?
I'd say my favorite so far would either be my Saga cards from the last set. The Saga cards in the last set of Masterworks. Some of those, I got some really pretty vivid colors and just really striking images. And I was just really proud of them. There were a couple that you go, I'm really good with these. And then you see collectors get them and you're like, oh no, it was bad. Oh my God, it was bad. Because as you know, we defeat ourselves. But
Yeah.
some cards were amazing. my Obi-Wans especially, because Obi-Wan's kind of my growth card, my growth art. Like I
Mm-hmm.
redraw Obi-Wan multiple times and kind of gauge myself on how far I've grown.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's partly because the one piece of art that got shredded the most at the portfolio reading was an Obi-Wan. And
Yeah.
so I just come to Obi-Wan and go, okay, show me, show me how far I am. Like, and so in those sets, I had a really great Obi-Wan on Saga. Well, actually, two. I had a really good Ewan McGregor and a really good Alec Guinness, and just loved them. So ever since then, I've tried to use those as my milestone, and I have to continue to hit that more.
Awesome. Awesome. That's cool that you have something that you can kind of gauge yourself with. Now we've got Kai in the comments asking, do you have any available Star Wars APs?
I sold the Palpatine today, actually, which
Oh,
yay.
awesome.
So that's pretty cool. Cyrus got that one, so good on
Oh,
him.
he's a big fan too. He's a big
I,
Palpatine fan, Emperor fan.
but I do the only two that I have still because I sell them pretty quickly. I have a die cut here of Bib Fortuna, which is not the one I asked for. I hate it when Topps does that. I had a really awesome, and I don't know what happened to it. I guess they were like, no, that's cool. I'm gonna keep that, um, or it got rejected. But that one and this Stormtrooper, which I really love the values on that one.
I like the
I'm still
background.
surprised.
Now, when you say values,
I think,
this is the second time I've heard that. What do you mean by values? Tell
I
us.
mean, like the stark contrast between black and the white.
Okay.
It just showing that like something's popping and it's looking more three dimensional,
Mm,
and not so flat.
yeah.
Um, I hope I'm using that right. Um,
Well, hey,
you
I mean,
gotta go.
I have no idea. So, when I'm thinking of
Yeah,
value, I'm thinking of, how much does it cost? How much does it actually bring value to you, and all that kind of stuff.
that'll be right. I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
So, Josh is actually asking about going back to something you talked about earlier. He said, "Did you paint art on the jets like the World War II pinup style?"
Oh, I wish. I wish. No, we did just the standard, gradation, darker on top, lighter on the bottom, like a fish. Um, though I did design the paint scheme for the jet that we used in Iraq and Afghanistan in my squadron, VS-154, the Black Knights. I redesigned the tail and the color scheme, and made a little flag cut up, decal for the back, um, and really proud of that. I even have like one that was made in Japan. It was a model. It was pre-painted in metal. I have it on my desk at school, and I'm always really proud of it because I go, yeah, man, I designed that. Like now it's made everywhere. But yeah, unfortunately, no, never was able to do some really cool. I would have loved to do like a really, badass, World War II style pinup or something. But unfortunately, no, they don't let us do that.
um, well, so I was gonna say we saw a couple of your APs. Do you have anything else that's available for sale that you can show us, or even something that's not available but just shows us, what your artwork looks like?
Yeah, I mean, I have so much. I do have a couple sketchbooks here that have a bunch of different art. One really sweet Praetorian Guard in there that I did, but there's like 50 or so pages of stuff. And incidentally, one of my Obi-Wans from a few years ago. I have cards, just not a lot of APs. I do have a Grimm's card that I did, cartoony style, a while ago. Some like Tony snapping and, you know, Rick. And of course, I'm a huge Ghost fan. So, a little Papa and a Ghoul here. Mostly though, I just got, my metal bookmarks and, my prints, which I have some Star Wars prints, and I don't. I kind of go all over the place because I do a lot of shows, and tend to do a lot of different art just to throw a net out. Um, but I am going to get. I know I've had a couple people inquire about Star Wars bookmarks for the metal bookmarks. I'm going to talk to my supplier and order some. And I have a couple of pieces that I did. I did a Ben Solo last night for May the 4th, which on my tablet here um, really came out pretty solid. So just I'm really happy with.
Yeah, I think I saw you post about that last night. Now that I think about it.
And I'm working on another Obi-Wan here. I don't know if you'll really be able to see it, but it's Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan
You
with
were
the
my
fight
brother,
happening.
Anakin.
Yeah, I love that. But I'm doing a bunch of different stuff. But as far as stuff that's available now, it's the few cards that I have. I sell them so fast I don't have as many. But
I'm not
and most
surprised.
yeah. Oh, thanks, man.
So,
Usually I'm so desperate for money. I'm like just it didn't sell eBay, and then it's gone.
right, right. Um, yeah, I was gonna say I always like seeing Sketchfest and seeing what you guys post. I'm trying to find your booth at the moment. I had it a second ago and it disappeared.
Down bottom. I think I was the first person. I was the guinea pig.
Oh, you were? Yeah, you're right here. So again, this is the reason I say scroll all the way down to the bottom of the event page.
There I am.
I don't know if it
There at the bottom.
re-sorts it like if you're commenting or not, but hey, that's why I'm here. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. You're probably not gonna be able to see it, but anyways, so here we've got Josh's booth. Again, make sure you're scrolling down to the bottom, and down here is where the badges and the buttons are. Go ahead and go reserve yours. There's limited amounts. Yeah. Anyways, here's Josh with his incredible beard that I could never grow in my life. Yeah. Anyways, we've got some really incredible artwork. Looks like we got some Marvel stuff here. Uh, Obi-Wan. I just pulled up your Obi-Wan. I don't know if this is an original or print or whatever, but I don't know. I don't know who you talked to before, but this is incredible. This Obi-Wan. So
That's the one I did as a response to the other. The older one that I did is I still have a print of it. I think it's in the video on there, but the newer one's.
Yeah, this one is incredible. The one that I'm looking at right now of Sir Alec Guinness. It's yeah. Whoever tore you up before, you need to go just drop this in their mailbox on their front door, and just walk away.
I actually thought about tagging him in it. I almost did.
Oh,
I was
you know
almost
who
going,
it
hey,
is.
man, what do you think about that? But I was like, no, man, I didn't want to be petty.
Oh, we got a beautiful Mandalorian. So now are all these prints?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Mandalorian, I just ordered prints a couple of days ago, so I should have those very soon. The bin's been done for a good long time, so I have prints available now. And I'm trying to do more right now for May the 4th, just to hit people with here's Star Wars and my love of Star Wars just all over the place.
Yeah.
It's just especially because I feel like I don't have enough Star Wars pieces. So,
Well, I was gonna say yeah. There's a couple Star Wars. There's a couple other things on here. I'm looking at a Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow, and that that looks just like him. That's a beautiful piece. It's been a while since I've watched those movies, but that looks just like him. Here we go. There's pre-order on the Mandalorian, $20 shipped on the on that. The Obi-Wan is incredible, man. I'm telling you, it's if your first one you sent out there to that guy was anything even close to that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. We got a Tony Stark snapping his fingers. That looks just amazing. I mean, all of this stuff is crazy good. I mean, it looks like a photograph. It really does. So, um, anyways, I'm just kind of scrolling all the way through. I saw you had a couple videos. We're not going to be able to watch them here on stream, so you guys definitely go check those out. I can see the Praetorian Guard with the book. What exactly is this book that you're talking about?
It's a sketchbook. I did like a compilation of a bunch of traditional pieces that I did
Mhm.
throughout that year. So I have I mean, there's Batman in here, Spider-Man. I did some Venture Brothers, Obi-Wan, um, the Praetorian Guard, and then there's a bunch of like stuff I did for Drawloween because I always like to do that every year.
Mhm.
Um, and and then some con sketches that I scanned and put in here, and a couple of my comic strips that I did, which were rare because you just don't see. I don't do a lot of those as much as I would like to. So there are a couple of really funny ones in there. I did a run of I think 30 books. I've been selling them at cons for a couple of years now, and I'm down to my last five.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I'm hoping
Yeah.
that after I sell these, I'll put together a new one and then restart everything, again and hold on to those for a couple of years.
Well, hey, maybe by then they'll just be flying off the shelf. From what I can see, I mean, it's a great compilation of artwork, and from what if I remember seeing it correctly, I think it was only like $25 or something. Um,
Yeah, it's 50 pages, so it's pretty long.
50 pages, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 50 pages. Okay. 49 page signed sketchbook, limited to my last four copies. $25 shipped in the U.S. That's a crazy good deal. And there's a video here, guys. I'm highlighting over it, but I'm not going to click on it because I'm going to get all the audio. But actually, you know what? I might be able. Yeah. It's muted. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that's just you flipping over the first page. But he's
Yeah,
got
I'm
some
both
other
both
videos on here.
recording.
Um, we've definitely got some other videos on here, and go check those out. We're getting down to the end here, Josh. So, did you have anything else you wanted to say to the people listening now or later on? Let me actually, before we get to that, I'm catching up on some of these comments. Um, Obi-Wan is awesome. Doctor Strange. Kenobi's incredible. On the screen, the event page reshuffles when you comment. Yeah, that makes sense. I would imagine it changes up. Sick, great stuff, just amazing. Captain Jack looks like real life. I mean, everything I was just saying and more. So I always encourage the artists go check out your video if you get a chance afterwards, just to go look at the comments. I'm sure you probably don't want to listen to yourself talk, and you certainly don't want to listen to me talk. But go check out the comments and what people have to say about your artwork. Um, but yeah, if you had anything else you wanted to say to everybody out there listening now or later when they're listening back.
Yeah, I mean, just thank you to everyone who came in and to you guys for doing this, man. I know you've been running a gauntlet and it's been pretty amazing to watch. And just, I mean, everybody buying from people, especially in these trying times, man. It's just nice to see everybody come together for a love of Star Wars and a love for the artists and time. People would put their time and blood and sweat and tears into this. And as far as my stuff, feel free to contact me. I am, running sales. There's buy three prints, buy two prints, get a third one for free. Um, and as far as my art, I do digital commissions, traditional commissions. Contact me. I'll work out cool deals. Just happy to give my art out. So, I mean, thank you to everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm certain after looking at that, if people catch this video or scroll past your booth, the artwork is certainly going to capture everybody's attention. So, again, I appreciate you coming on now. I appreciate you coming on earlier for the panel. It was great to meet you, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing a lot more of you around in the group. Um, and hopefully we'll see more of your cards get pulled. We've
Yeah.
been setting up some breaks. We've been doing a lot of breaks, and hopefully we'll see some stuff come out. So it's somebody's saying it's crazy how your artwork looks like the real deal. It really is. So uh, you know, whoever turned you down before, they don't know what they're talking about. We're glad that you're here, and I think your story is a great story, and I hope people have a chance to watch this video and listen to it, because it makes me appreciate your art even more. To know that it's possible that the piece that I'm looking at could have never happened, had you given up. So, thank you, thank you again. But anyways, again, guys, we are down to the end of it, so I can't imagine you would have not heard me give this one to you already. But make sure you go find the event. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. That way you don't miss any of the artists, because it does reshuffle. Based on comments or top activity or anything like that. It's gonna move them around. So make sure you scroll all the way down, because every single artist on there is extremely talented, and you just go check their stuff out. If you can, go buy a print, go buy a commission. If you do, you're gonna find the artists are keeping track of everything that you buy, and they're gonna let me know tomorrow how many items that you bought, and that's each thing is gonna get you an entry. So you buy 2 prints from Josh, you get the third free. You are gonna get 2 entries. I didn't really make that known, but hopefully it's relatively common sense. But you buy 2 things, you're gonna get an entry. Doesn't matter how much you spend. You buy a $5 print, $10 print, $30 print, $100 commission. Doesn't matter. You're gonna get an entry to win a lot of really great stuff. So make sure you go do that. If you can't, leave them a like, give them a comment, let them know that you like their stuff. I know that a lot of them have said that goes a long, long way. And quite honestly, a $20 meal compared to somebody saying how much they love your artwork, I can imagine goes farther. So definitely check that stuff out. I'm going to be back here in just a couple minutes with Arnie, who is a newer member but very avid sketch collector and a big Yoda fan. So guys, come check that out. It's going to be a little bit different kind of video than what we've been seeing. Hopefully we've provided a pretty good mix for you guys, and then we'll be finishing it out with Ingrid Hardy just after that. So yeah, thanks again, Josh. Everybody have a good night. Josh, you have a good night, and for those of you sticking around, I'll see you soon.